Hey guys, and welcome to the Max Life. I want to show y'all what I'm testing today. And yes, it does involve milk. That is a gallon of milk. But here's the thing. I'm not a great cheese maker, and I really never have been. But I come across a recipe that I think is going to be good. It does call for a gallon of milk, and obviously right now we have lots and lots of milk coming in, and I want to make a cheese that, number one, my family is gonna love, and number two, does not take all day, because I have used some cheese recipes that literally take the entire day, and I just don't have time for that. And sometimes they turn out and sometimes they don't. So I come across this recipe for Velveeta cheese. I'm about to try my hand at and see if I can make it. It seems easy enough. It does have a lot of steps to it, but it seems easy enough, and I don't think it's gonna take me all day. So the number one thing is my family loves Velveeta cheese. We love that smooth, creamy cheese, which is probably why the mozzarella doesn't do really great for me, because the kids are real big on texture. It's all about a texture thing, and mozzarella can sometimes be very tricky to make because it can be grainy sometimes, and sometimes it can even be a little crumbly if everything is literally not just perfect in the recipe. And I have even called myself doing everything perfect, and sometimes the mozzarella cheese just does not turn out. So y'all cross your fingers with me. I'm going to try this Velveeta cheese. Through the research, apparently you can make it a couple of different ways, and sometimes you can add milk at the very end to make it more like a dip feel, or you can leave the milk out and it will be more like kind of what you would compare to at the store, where you can actually chop it. So I don't know what mine's gonna turn out like. I'm gonna show you guys at the end, and I am going to practice a couple of times, and if we really like it, I'm gonna break it down for you guys step by step, because you can literally use milk to do this and make this cheese. It seems easy enough, but who knows, we will see. All I have to say is this is where it is at. I am done. Number one, incredibly easy. This is almost a foolproof, hands down. If I can do it, guys, for real, y'all can do it. And it tastes so good. I'm a little sucker for, the kids are worse than me, hands down. But I'm a little sucker for texture. And this cheese is so smooth and so creamy, and it has the best flavor. So I'm just going to show y'all what I did. And just for right now, I put it over into a little greased pan. It's not holding its shape fully yet because it's still a little warm to touch. But I can take this cheese with my knife and just, it is so smooth, y'all. It is so good. And I can cut me a piece off. And of course, I just told y'all it's still warm. So good. Very, very pleased. I'm actually fixing to wash all my dishes and make a whole nother batch of this cheese. When I tell you that making homemade mozzarella cheese sticks with these, this is going to be incredible. I think it's going to be even better on pizza. So it definitely reminds me way more of anything that I have ever made of comparable to store-bought cheese than any other cheese I've ever made. I've always had a problem a little bit with texture, has been a big deal for me. This is very nice and smooth on the texture. Y'all, hands down, I'm so happy. It tastes amazing. So now that we have so much extra milk coming in, I know what I'm gonna be doing, and that's making cheese. Y'all, it didn't even take me an hour either. So, oh, this is really like an answered prayer for me. I had a local here who milks a lot of goats. She is very, very smart in cheese making. She's doing this, she's done it for a long time, but she works 2 jobs as well, and she just didn't have a lot of time to come here and help me in the long steps cheese making instruction books. So she had actually sent me a link to a recipe to try. and it was called the Velveeta cheese. It was actually using goat milk, which obviously I don't have goat milk. I have cow's milk. So after some research and studying and kind of figuring out the way I wanted to do it, it worked absolutely perfect, y'all. So I'm so excited. Simple ingredients: baking soda, citric acid, which is what I had in my can and stuff. The rest was milk, salt, citric acid, and baking soda. So everything literally that you would have at your house. It turned out, I'm just beyond blown away at how good this cheese is. So I'm so happy about that. And I cannot wait to show y'all how to make this step by step, because it really is so easy. It's gonna blow you away. So after many very epic fails, I am so pleased to say that I found a recipe that I really, really like. It's so foolproof that not even I can mess it up. And I cannot wait to share it with y'all. I really think that you guys are going to love learning how to make this cheese, because it is so easy and you know what's in it. Simple ingredients. You don't have all the junk and the preservatives from the store, which has been one of my main hang-ups on buying store-bought cheese. So y'all hang tight, because that video is going to be coming out soon. Jennings putting on a show for us. Always very interesting. So I want to show y'all what I did. This was with 1 gallon of milk. I'm very pleased with the results, except for the thickness. So I made another batch of cheese. Yes, I did, y'all. Yes, I did. All right, let me get it back out again. Okay, so I'm very pleased with the consistency and the taste of this batch as well. However, you see that it's not real thin. Now, I could probably slice this if I wanted to, and maybe slice my finger as well. So I really wanted this double the amount of thickness. So I believe next time I make it, I'm gonna do 2 gallons and double my recipe. And I have a slicer at home, and it would be very nice. It would be very nice to be able to take this and use my slicer to run across and literally make slices of cheese. So that's why I use this little bowl right here. And next time I'm going to double the recipe so it will be a little bit thicker and I can use that to slice. So again, hands down, very pleased. I absolutely cannot wait to show y'all this recipe. It is so easy. You know what's in your cheese, and it tastes absolutely amazing. So all around win-win for me there. I also went ahead and threw some potato soup together for supper tonight. So that is done. All we have to do is put some sliced cheese or fresh butter on our bread. And voila, supper is done. I have some freeze-dried milk going, because again, we have so much milk right now, and I like to utilize this in my bread when we're not milking as a milk replacement for my bread recipe. So milk going here. All the little chubbies down here, they should be opening their eyes pretty soon. They'll be, look at this little fat girl. She's growing so much. They should actually, they'll be 2 weeks tomorrow, so they should be opening their eyes within the next couple of days, and I cannot wait to see what color their eyes are going to be. And they smell like puppy. They have that sweet little puppy breath. But they are growing so well, and Juliet's doing a really good job of being a mom. She still don't want Romeo anywhere near her puppies in here, do you, girl? Looks like you're having a good time. You digging a mud hole?
No. I need to move. I'm stuck.
I don't think you're going to get out of that like that, buddy. You're going to have to get up.
No, fine.
Well, I guess farm kids are going to be farm kids, and Jennings wants to play in the mud, so it is what it is. So let me tell y'all about Buttercup and the situation with her. She is still here right now. The family does want her. They messaged me the day after they come and looked at her, which you guys seen a little clip of that, and they have the flu. The whole family has the flu. They actually don't have a catch pen or anything like that set up, so that's kind of a big ordeal for them. The husband has the flu, the mom has the flu, two of the three kids have the flu, the father-in-law has the flu. So her picking up is being postponed. She is going to go off to their home as soon as the family can kind of get over their sickness and get a place put where they can put Buttercup. Now they do have a place where they are going to be milking under, but a stanchion also has to be built, and Buttercup needs some training. It's not really going to do us very much good to train her here if she's not staying here. She needs to be being trained where they're going to be milking her at. She is a little skittish just by nature anyway, so her just being able to get used to who she's going to be around and with her new place, her new routine, and she's going to come around and just be absolutely wonderful milk cow. But that has been postponed just a little bit. I'm about to go get eggs. I typically have an egg bucket and not one of my good eggs from inside, but that egg bucket was misplaced, so I'm about to jump in the vehicle and run down to get the eggs. Now I'm headed down to get the eggs, and I'm going to show y'all where Dolly is at. Dolly has been moved to a new location, and I'm going to tell y'all why and what the plan is with her as soon as we get to her fields. There's Dolly right there. She's maxing and relaxing. She is really a sweet girl. She was probably a bottle baby. She just is too comfortable around people, especially us, to not have known us. Juliet, no. And loves to be petted. She will be all up in your grill in a minute, which is great for having a family milk cow. She's been with this bull right here that's beside her. That's our Hereford bull. His name is Sonny, and she's been with him for 2 cycles. Right when it was either 1 or 2 cycles, y'all. If I tell y'all for sure one or the other, I'm gonna be lying. It was either 1 or 2 cycles. But regardless, she was not bred when she come. He didn't breed her for whatever reason. He's a proven breeder. Since then, she has been over with our other, y'all seen our dairy herd that's over there. We actually have a Jersey bull, but he is still super young. Now I saw him try to breed her. He was not successful. He is really small, especially compared to her. So when we moved our Herefords back down, y'all know we do this thing called intense rotational grazing. We moved our Herefords back down here. We pulled Dolly from over there, put her back with the bull. Now this is the deal. He will stay with her through 2 more cycles, and then she will be vet checked a couple of months after that. If she is not bred, she does not get bred, she cannot stay here. She will either be sold as a family pet to someone else, or she will go to the freezer. We just cannot afford to pay for her to be here when she is not producing anything. It's just the nature of the farm. So we will pan that out, cross that bridge, so to speak, when we get there. But that's our plan with her. And you see that Sonny, I mean, he is constantly testing. So she's either going to be fertile and get bred, or she's going to be to where she cannot have calves and she can't stay here. And that's just the bottom line, unfortunately. Thankfully, we don't have a whole lot of outside stuff to do today. It is, of course, you can see I'm in a short sleeve shirt. It feels absolutely amazing outside, which I was telling a friend earlier that I had really hoped that the coldness would hang on just a little bit longer so that everything wouldn't start blooming here at the end of January, 1st of February. Then the cold snaps come in and kill all of our blooms. That's exactly what happened last year. I got 0 plums and 0 blueberries because that's exactly what happened. They were completely fully bloomed out. Then we hit a night of like where it was like 28 and 29 and literally killed absolutely everything, including my soul, y'all, because I was not able to make any plum jelly this year. And we are down to the literally nitty gritty on the blueberries, which is a huge bummer because I use blueberries in a ton of stuff. Pancakes, blueberry muffins. Also use them in smoothies and whatnot, so it's kind of a bummer when you're used to getting those kind of fruits and now all of a sudden, you know, one cold snap comes through and literally wipes out the whole fruit. So that's the really downside. I know a lot of you northern people probably don't have that problem, but it can get so warm for so long in January and February that our trees will literally start blooming, and then if one cold snap comes, we lose it all. So as pretty as it is, and as much as we have really enjoyed the warmth of today, I really just want it to be cold like until the end of, probably mid to the end of March. We don't really have to worry about major frost. Major freezes coming through our area after that. I know some of you guys have major frost and freezes for a little while, so we don't have to worry about that, but we do have to worry about stuff blooming and then losing it. Gotta go show y'all who's waiting by the door. My good boy. Y'all look at him. Good boy. Good boy. You're not gonna let them chickens get out, are you, son? So yeah, I told y'all Romeo guards the door in case some of the hens decide they want to make a run for it. He does a wonderful job of making sure. Look, here they go. See, they try to get out, and if I turn my back on them, it just doesn't matter. If I turn my back, they try to come out. So Romeo does a real good job. He thought his job was over, so he took off running. Probably for the other chickens. He does a really good job. Now, I will tell y'all this. So Romeo will, if one gets out, especially in our mobile chicken coops over there, sometimes with those new batches of chickens that we hatch out that aren't used to the routine quite yet, they will come out when I lift up the wheels. When I tell Romeo or Juliet to get the chicken, he's pretty gentle about holding them down. Juliet wants to bring them back with her mouth and usually results into losing a lot of feathers. So she's a little bit more rough than he is. I've kind of shared that with y'all some as far as they go. Their personalities are so different. She is very obedient. He tends to be a little bit more stubborn, but when it comes to the animals, he's not as bombastic. He's not as rough. He's just a little bit more gentle with them. And I have been trying to move them daily. We're rotating them on our garden spots, which right here is all where we plant. They come in and clean it up, put lots of loads down. We have some random clover and mustards and kale that we just scattered all in this area. Pretty much is like kind of like a cover crop, and we have just literally been letting the chickens rotate on all of these areas. They're eating all the grass. They're eating all of the cover crops that we've planted, and we'll come back and plant this here in the next several weeks. But for right now, we're letting them fertilize all this area. I mean, it's free fertilizer for us, free food for them, and you can't really get much better than that. So that was just a clip of showing y'all how they work with me. when we move the coop, if I can work from the front, they go to the back. It pretty well keeps them in. I do have some that want to slip out the side sometimes. And as you see, we had to, I'm not chasing them everywhere, so I let the dogs get them. And the dogs will hold them down until I can retrieve them. And we put them up. Juliet, told y'all she comes back with feathers sometimes. Come here, girl. Juliet, come. Sit. Good girl. Let me see your mouth. Have you already spit them out? Here's one. I think they just keep falling out of her mouth, but she always carries feathers around with her for a period of time. When she gets the birds, Romeo does more of a paw thing. She does more of a mouth thing. But at this point in my life, and as busy as we stay, you would think that they would know not to get out by now, but if they get out, they're gonna get caught. So it is wonderful to have four-legged helpers on the farm so that I'm not chasing chickens around all over the place like I used to have to. Don't have to with the dogs anymore. My four-legged helpers are good helpers. Juliet, come here, girl. Come here. Sit. Look, give me that. Look, give me that feather. She works with her mouth. Romeo works with his balls. I'm gonna fill up the waters. Got a pretty good many eggs today, so very happy with that. And then we're gonna call it a day. We're going in, we're gonna eat our soup. Once Colby gets home from his work, we are going to play some games with the kids, knock off for the night, call it a day. Thank y'all as always for joining us on these sometimes very crazy days. We always love to have y'all join with us. We appreciate you guys as always. Happy homesteading, y'all.